Welcome back to You Won't Believe It. Please subscribe now to see more entertaining contents. The world is filled with extraordinary events, some of which defy all known laws of nature, logic, and reason. Exploring these events feels like stepping into a parallel universe, where everything we know is turned on its head and the impossible becomes real. Today, we'll guide you through 5 true stories, events that not only surprise, but also leave us questioning the very limits of what's possible. Prepare to dive into tales that seem like something out of science fiction. And who knows, by the end of this journey, you may find yourself looking at the world through new eyes. 1. The man struck by lightning 7 times. Let's talk about an incredible streak of bad luck, or maybe some sort of mysterious magnetism. Roy Sullivan, a U.S. park ranger, was struck by lightning a total of 7 times in his life, a story so extraordinary that it made it into the Guinness Book of World Records. But how could this happen? Let's go back to the beginning. The first incident happened in 1942, while Sullivan was on duty in a lookout tower in Shenandoah National Park. A sudden, violent storm hit the tower, and Roy, trying to protect himself, was struck. It was an experience that deeply affected him, but this was only the beginning. In the years that followed, every time he saw a storm coming, Sullivan would rush to take cover, but somehow, the lightning would find him. People around him began to see him as a bad omen, and many of his colleagues avoided him during storms. Sullivan himself developed a storm phobia and became known for always carrying a bottle of water to put out any flames on his clothes, just in case of another strike. And his fear wasn't unfounded. In 1973, while he was fishing, lightning struck him again, leaving burns on his chest and abdomen. After this incident, he began to wonder if there was some hidden reason behind this unexplainable chain of events. Despite this streak of misfortune, Roy Sullivan never lost his life. Many scientists wondered if there was some scientific explanation for his lightning magnetism. Some theorized that he might have a unique genetic trait or unusual electromagnetic field, but it remains just a theory. Sullivan spent the rest of his life trying to avoid storms, and finally passed away in 1983, not from lightning, but of natural causes. His story remains one of the most incredible testimonies to the unpredictability of life. Asterisk. 2. The ghost ship that reappeared after 9 years. Tales of ghost ships have always fascinated humanity, but the story of the SS Bechimo is different. This isn't just a legend. It's a documented, mysterious event. Built in 1914, the SS Bechimo was a cargo ship designed to carry fur and other valuable goods through the icy waters of the Arctic. But during one of its missions in 1931, it got trapped in the ice, and the crew was forced to abandon it. However, the Bechimo had a will of its own. After being trapped in the ice for several days, it broke free and started drifting without its crew. Over the following years, it was spotted numerous times in different locations, each time in strange conditions. Fishermen and hunters reported close encounters with this ghost ship floating aimlessly as if it had a mind of its own. Yet each time, the Bechimo would disappear again, lost in the icy waters. Maritime experts and scientists tried to explain how an abandoned ship could remain intact and continue to drift for so many years. It was suggested that the freezing temperatures might slow down the deterioration process, but this wasn't enough to explain everything. Some believe that the Bechimo was carried by ocean currents, yet every time it reappeared, it looked unscathed and ready to sail. By the 1960s, the SS Bechimo became a local legend, fueling myths among the native communities. Even today, its mysterious disappearance and sightings continue to inspire awe and fear. This ghost ship reminds us of the profound mysteries of the open sea and the way nature can both preserve and conceal its deepest secrets. Asterisk. Clip 3. The miracle fall from 33,000 feet. Vesna Vulovic's story is considered one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. On January 26, 1972, The young Serbian flight attendant was on board J-80 Airways Flight 367 when, at 33,000 feet, an explosion tore the plane apart over Czechoslovakia. Still strapped to her seat, Vesna was ejected from the cabin and began a terrifying free fall. The situation seemed hopeless. No one could survive such an impact. Yet, when rescuers reached the crash site, they found Vesna alive. Although she suffered severe fractures and extensive injuries, she had miraculously survived. Doctors were astounded. How could anyone survive a fall from 33,000 feet? Some scientists theorized that her seat and the tail section of the plane had somehow cushioned her fall. Additionally, the snow-covered ground might have helped absorb some of the impact. Vesna Vulovic became a symbol of hope and resilience. After a long recovery, she returned to her life, though the physical and psychological scars never left her. This case has fascinated doctors and researchers worldwide and remains one of the most unbelievable survival stories in aviation history. Despite all scientific explanations, there's something inexplicable in how she managed to escape death in such a catastrophic accident. 4. The lake that vanishes and reappears. Asterisk. In the remote region of Chilean Patagonia lies Lake Cashit-Aya, a glacial lake that mysteriously vanishes and reappears every few years. This unique phenomenon is caused by a geological and hydrological process called glacial drainage. When the glacier blocking the lake melts, the water is channeled into underground tunnels and disappears almost overnight. Glacial drainage is one of nature's most powerful and unpredictable forces. When the glacier ruptures, the lake's water rushes through underground cavities, creating rivers that flow for miles before resurfacing elsewhere. Local residents view this event as a sign of nature's power, while geologists closely study each occurrence to better understand its dynamics. This lake is more than just a geological curiosity. It's a symbol of the immense, hidden forces shaping our planet. Its sudden disappearance and reappearance remind us of the delicate balance in nature and how extraordinary phenomena can happen at any moment, leaving us awestruck and speechless. Asterisk. 5. The child who remembers past lives. The story of Shanti Devi is one of the most well-known and documented cases of reincarnation in modern history. At just 4 years old, Shanti began to tell her parents specific details about her past life in another city. These details included the name of her alleged family, their addresses, and even personal facts about their lives. At first, her parents were skeptical, but when investigators verified the details of her stories, they were faced with a baffling mystery. The case of Shanti Devi attracted the attention of psychologists, researchers, and even religious leaders. Mahatma Gandhi himself, the famous Indian spiritual leader, became interested in the story and closely followed the investigations. Despite all the evidence, the case has never been fully explained. Some attribute Shanti's memories to a psychological phenomenon, while others see it as proof of reincarnation. The story of Shanti Devi continues to be debated, inspiring studies on the possibility of life after death. To this day, her case remains a fascinating and controversial example of how the boundaries of science and spirituality can intersect, leaving us with deep, unanswered questions. Asterisk. These extraordinary events remind us that our world is filled with mysteries that often defy our understanding. Despite all our scientific progress, there remain stories that seem to challenge logic, stories that leave us with a sense of wonder and amazement. As we continue to explore the universe and uncover the secrets of our planet, who knows what other impossible phenomena we may discover. Thank you for joining us, and remember, the world is full of surprises. Please subscribe to the channel to see more contents. See you in the next video.